It's a race to 4, best of 3 sets, and sending it to the Predator commentary booth. Take it away.
Extension. One ball, this corner pocket.
But you're back. Publish, but you're back. I think You hear us now? All right, guys. Kristina Zlateva versus Xiaofang Fu. We're going to the 1 in the lower left-hand pocket, 2 in the side pocket, I'd imagine. And Kristina has been getting a lot better lately. She's been going to all the women's tournaments, been playing top finishes in a lot of them. Top 16, top 8, top 4. You know, she's been getting close a lot. I think now might be a time where she breaks out and really does well in one of these. Maybe even gets to the final. 3 ball on the top left. Gonna go a little bit of high right English to come in between the 4 and the 5 to more so the middle of the table. Left-handed player. Left-handed players generally shot make really well. I don't ever know what it is, but it's something about them.
Yeah, well, I've read an article that they use a different part of the brain, which also makes them a lot more creative.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a chance that I don't use all parts of my brain.
In sport, that's good, Chris. You need to shoot instead of overthink.
Maybe that's what I'm not doing. I'm not sure if Kristina's going to go to that lower side rail and then out, which is probably what I would preferably do. Or she might draw. If she doesn't have enough angle to stun, draw, she might just draw straight back. The problem with that is you don't want to be on the rail for the 6 ball because you're probably going to have to put some English on it.
Yeah, if she can just hit the rail before the middle pocket with some left spin, yeah, she should be fine. Let's not forget she's a left-hander, like you said, so this shot is very easy to reach for her. And not a lot to do with the cue ball either.
Just roll this in pocket speed. She should be on the 7. Yeah, I'm not sure I like going 2 rails on that one, but it was also, it's hard to trust yourself going 1 rail also because sometimes it's leads to kind of deceleration under pressure of the stroke.
Yeah, I think what would have been a good reference point for her if you're trying to play the 2-railer is make sure that cue ball passes the middle line. If you would draw a line from side pocket to side pocket, you want it to at least hit that line.
Yeah, I would rather come further than not as far, that's for sure. And now, Fu.
We're trying to tie her up, and she might just have gotten the hook here, or maybe not.
Uh-oh, let's see if she can get it behind the 8. I think she did.
It's just short. No, it's just short. I was about to say, it's been quite a fruitful week for Xiaofang Fu. Yesterday she reached the mixed doubles finals. Unfortunately, couldn't convert that one, but here she is back again in the semifinals. And the opponent she's facing, she's already faced her earlier in the winners round, and she beat her 2-1 in sets. And they've only met twice, and that is including in the previous winner round, and it's 2-0 in favor of Xiaofang Fu.
And should have been Kristina's wreck there, but the one error from the 7 to the 6 to the 7 really cost her.
Now, Chris, you've watched a lot of pool action over these past few days, and they're playing 10 ball. And as we've seen throughout these 3 events, the mixed doubles, the women's as the men's, that break has been very, very difficult to figure out. So what would your game strategy be if you're breaking?
In these events, I generally just go for where she's going. I just like to hit them hard because I know I'm generally going to get my cue ball in the middle of the table and give myself a good chance to make a ball. So I just do that, and it usually works out. She's been getting a really good spread on a lot of her breaks. She hits them really solid. Here I sense either the cue ball behind the 2-3, behind the 5, or the cue ball behind the 4 if she wants to get really tricky.
I think playing it behind the 4, although she's looking at the putting angle, or is she? No. Behind the 5, as you said. Oh, that's just okay. It's not the most difficult hits of all time, but still, when you're hooked, you never know if you can get it saved.
Yeah, it should be okay here. I mean, you're just trying to make your opponent shoot more and more difficult shots. You know, this is definitely one of them. So she's going airborne here. Called for her extension. Needs a little more time. Not sure if she's trying to play the 4 or if she's just trying to hit it square. And a good roll for her this time. Now Fu will be jumping here, in my opinion. See what she can do here.
One ball, left corner pocket.
Yeah, not bad. I've noticed that in a lot of Fu's shots, her jump shots and her break shot, when she messes up on them, it's generally because her bridge hand moves a little bit as she's hitting it. I feel like if she cleaned that up, she really would never miss. Not never miss, but you know what I mean. It would be it would definitely help on certain shots.
Yeah, it would be definitely an improvement. Well, it's a fascinating thing you've picked out there, Chris. Sure, all of our viewers will have a closer look next time she does end up in that situation. Would you be tempted to go for the attack here, or maybe still consider a safety? Well, I know the answer now.
Didn't want to give up the side pocket there. I think she might have.
Yeah, she's definitely left a shot on here for Xiaofang Fu. Now, if she's looking to incorporate some side spin, that will make this shot a lot harder because it's off the rail, of course.
It's a big shot there. That'll be a good chance of going up 2-0 here. The ball's wide open.
Yeah.
A little bit of high left English on the 5 ball. Come out in between the spot and the 6 ball. Maybe even where the spot would be. Look at that focus, Aria.
Yeah, it's it is very intimidating at times, but you know, and that's exactly what you need to be at the top of this sport. A lot of skill and focus required.
Yeah, pretty routine here. Low left English drag towards that side pocket with the cue ball. And then the 10 ball in the lower left. A lot of top players really like this angle. I'm not a huge fan of this angle. I'd rather be a little straighter.
Yeah, generally speaking, when you're playing position on the last ball, whether it's the 9, 10 or the 8 ball, you'd like to land perfectly straight, of course, but sometimes, you know, the previous shot, you don't have too much angle to work with, so you just sometimes have to settle with a bit more angle like she did there. But, you know, like you said, it is a shot that you'd expect these pros to make 99 times out of 100, but it's never a guarantee. And if you could recall the match between Jason Shaw and Albin Ushan yesterday, two of the greatest ever to grace our sport, well, they showed every facet of the game. Some good outs, some unexpected misses, and if they can miss the easy shots, well, everyone can miss them.
Yeah, for sure. You never know, especially with, you know, there's so many events going on for both of them. They played the doubles, they played the singles. You know, there's so many things going on at all times. It's a packed schedule. So managing your energy and all that is very important in these things. Cue ball. Oh no. Look at this.
Not convinced though, Chris, whether she can get to the putting angle. Well, based from this camera angle, I would say no. I'm not so sure whether she can spin it in. If she can't, well, either it's going to be a push shot or a safety. I feel there is value in playing safe. Needs to be a little bit careful for the double kiss. If she wants to send the 2 ball up table or down the table, whichever way you want to look at it. Yeah, it's a bit surprising, and I say surprising because you would have expected from her to guarantee that 2 ball would at least pass the 9 and the 6. But she has left a little edge of the 2 ball here for Kristina.
Extension.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of tough with that side pocket there. Are you hitting the 2 into the 10? Oh, she could see enough of it. She could bank the 2 maybe.
Yeah, it was a safety shot, and yeah, it was tough to tell how much she could see of the 2 ball, but well, based on that shot, you could say she could hit it pretty full. I think she's played the right shot and she's executed it as well as she could have. Of course, she would have loved to be touching with the 9 ball, but that is good enough. She's taken out the 1 railer, which is always good.
Extension.
Yeah, I think she shot an amazing shot there. I wouldn't even be mad at that. That was very, very well executed. Good shot by Kristina there. Now Fu's looking at like a 2 or 3 rail kick. You have to kind of bend into this one with right English to gain a little longer on the rail. See if bought Kristina a shot here. She has a good chance to run out and get on the board.
Yeah, and it is all off the back of a very good safety she played there.
Four to the 5 might be the toughest one here. I would definitely draw it to the rail and come back out a little bit. Just like that. You kind of want to be straight on this because now she might have to stun off 2 rails, which is tougher to get position on. Oh no.
Well, everybody can relate to exactly how the sound you made there. Obviously, she did not play it in that way, and she's in trouble, Chris.
Yeah, for
That was
sure.
a very good chance.
You know, it's tough when you feel like you kind of beat yourself in a match opposed to someone beats you. I mean, she might have gotten away with it here.
I tell you what, I didn't expect this to be the outcome.
Good kick, though.
But you're right. She had a good chance and she should have been out, but she might still be alive in this rack.
Yeah, for sure. But she's so talented. She has such a great stroke. She gets to these points a lot. And I know that there's probably some anxious buildup of, for some reason when she gets to this point of the tournament. But, I mean, she's such an amazing player, and we'd love to see her succeed. Seven in the side or the corner for you, are you?
I think she's gonna leave herself pretty straight on the 6, so probably 7 into the corner. Yeah, this looks pretty straight to me. But if she can hit it past the 9, obviously it's going to be the 7 in the side.
Yeah, it makes sense here. Hopefully she can get on the board and gains a little bit of confidence, and you never know what'll happen once you gain a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, and maybe it's only me, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. I think there's a distinct difference in missing a shot versus botching up a positional shot. That can happen to the best of them. So when, she ran out of position there, and she hasn't missed anything easy just yet, it's not the same. I think when you miss an easy shot, it can really sap your confidence. But if it's just a positional error, you can put that to the back of your head.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if she got enough angle on this. She might be able to hit the side rail and then come over for the 10, but if she doesn't, she'd have to draw a little bit and take the longer shot. Yeah, she has enough angle here. Looking like she's getting on the board after this game. Good match coming for you guys now. Two won the score. It's 10 a.m. match. Which match did you commentate last night, Aria?
I had Aliosis Yap versus Fedo Gors, which was a thriller. And I did Seo Sewa versus Jasmine Ushan, who is also out there in the semi-final. How about yourself?
Yeah, I didn't do any last night. They cut me off short last night. I got some sleep. They took my mic away. They were like, well, we don't need him anymore. I'm just kidding. Victor Zelinsky and Carlo Beato. That's who I commentated with Mark White with. Victor's playing amazing.
Yeah, he has been playing amazing for quite some years now, and it's only a matter of time where he'll pick up one of these majors, I feel. This could be his week.
Yeah, I mean, he won the doubles with Seo. She was so happy. She jumped into his arms. It's fun to watch. And then he's doing really well has a chance to win the event also in the singles. So might be a pretty good week for him.
Now then, does that one go into the bottom right corner pocket? I think it does, but this is a very tricky shot. There's not a lot you can do with the cue ball either. Yeah, I think she's playing safe here. Guard the 1 with the 9 and the 6.
Yeah, not a lot you can do here. Just kind of, oh wow. Use the 10 to go a little higher and hook the 1. That was pretty smart.
Yeah, and also that cue ball just managed to hit the rail, otherwise it would have been ball in hand.
Kristina looking a little more comfortable at the table now.
I know that was a tricky shot, but she could have put Zhang in some trouble. Now she'll have to wait and see if she herself is going to be in jail after this shot.
Yeah, I probably would have hit that 1 ball a little harder to get it, create a little more space. I didn't think it went. Go somewhere if you hit it hard enough.
Yeah. I was gonna add to that. I didn't think it went in the side, but it did. Now then, Chris, would this be a shot you would try and attack?
Extension.
Yeah, you kind of have to. I might I might go to the top left and draw the cue ball down. That'd probably be my choice.
Would you try and draw it into the 7 or just play shape on the 3 ball?
I would try to draw into the 7. I definitely would rather hit this to get there. It sounds weird, but this one I might actually just bank away. Yeah, that's what she's doing. Just bank it in the corner, and if play the cue ball under the 4 maybe. Let's see here. I might even just thin the 3 and put it behind the 5, Arya.
I think this does putt into the top left. And if it does, and she has called it, she can play position on the 4. Draw it off the side rail, right in between the gap of the 6, 9 and the 4. Cue ball was good, missed the putt, and she's got second prize.
Yeah, I definitely would not be jumping this. I'd be kicking. Maybe with the speed just to go behind the 4 also. Right side of the 3 ball. Look at that. She's definitely getting a little more comfortable out there, as you could tell, Arya.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's not a cliche for no reason. We always say you never settle until you put that first rack on the board, and it really works that way. You could be one of the greatest of all time, but if you're facing a deficit and you've not had much table time, it is always tough, even if you've won everything there is to be won.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Very well executed there.
Perfect execution. Great shot. I'll tell you
Can't
what,
jump
Chris.
this.
Yeah, well, I would even consider jumping it off the top rail. Use the top rail.
Oh, I think
That
she
is-
can go. I think she can go just below this bottom left side and then hit the 3, or maybe make the 3 in the bottom right. But she's going 1 rail.
Where's that 3 ball? Wow. Is it a full ball hook? That's quite some results she's got there. It is a full ball hook.
3 ball, this corner pocket.
I heard the referee say corner pocket, so she's playing. Well, she's playing to get it safe, of course, but she has called the corner pocket. If that cue ball stays up, and it has. I mean, this is a shot she will have to go for, you would feel, Chris. But it's not an easy one.
Yeah, I mean, the safe is even harder, so you might as well go for it. Slight overcut allows for Kristina back at the table. I think we might see another safety here. You don't want to go off the 7 ball and then scratch with the cue ball. She might be going for this just because it's kind of a built-in safe.
I didn't notice her call a pocket there, so yeah, she was playing safe. And as you said, that 7 ball was always going to be a hindrance. Now it's unfortunate because if she would have managed to avoid the 7, this would have been a full ball hook. There is a chance here. It's not an easy one, of course.
Pretty good
Great
long
cueing.
pot there. Now she has a long 4 ball also that she has to make here. Kind of has to stun this a bit. You can't really use straight follow. You might be able to barely miss a 7, but aim a little thicker on this one. She overcut the last one. Beautiful.
Those 2 previous shots were a textbook evidence of good mechanics.
Extension.
High right English. Got a good 2 rails. And now we're going to go 6 in the lower left and come out for about to where the spot would be for the 7 in the same pocket. Uh-oh, almost overcut that one, Arya.
Yeah. It's funny because sometimes when you barely make a shot, it can actually sharpen your focus. It's weird how that works.
She's hitting them very clean. She's getting through the ball really well. She's taking advantage of most opportunities. She's going to use high left or maybe stun left and get 2 rails. Just depends on how she's feeling. It looks like this one should be hers also. And 10 in the lower right to secure a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, she's a very good front runner, so it is important for Kristina to keep up and be in close range. Xiaofang Fu will only grow and even play better, and she's already played very solid. In your eyes, Chris, if somebody is taking up the game and they have high ambitions, what are the three main skills they have to focus on?
I'd say mechanics, tip position accuracy, and just kind of learning the game, watching players play, you know, just kind of shot selection, that kind of stuff. But I think the mechanics are definitely the building blocks of everything. So if you don't have that, you can't even do the other stuff.
Yeah, I agree. And I like the fact that you said study other players. That is something best of the best I've always done, historically speaking.
Yeah, I totally agree. Then cut on the one. Kristina has one more chance here to get into this second set, this first set, to get herself in good position for the second set. Should be going back and forth. Interesting. I would have hit that one harder. I don't know. That's just me, though. I think it's just preference.
Yeah, probably because you don't want to land straight. And it's not dead straight, but very little angle to work with. But she's played that very nice. Now, likely to play position for the 4 into the top right, so just a matter of getting enough of the side rail here.
Yeah, just going to stun out for the 4 in the top right. Very good shot there. The 6 might go on the side. I don't know if I prefer that, but I also don't mind it if you get good position on it, right?
Extension.
You know, Chris, considering the scoreline and the magnitude of the match, you really feel like these are the type of opportunities that Kristina, not just Kristina, any player out there in the semifinals, they would have to convert to give them a good chance to reach the final.
Yeah, for sure. Thing is, though, pool's kind of crazy. It goes back and forth, so I think she'll be okay either way, you know, because she gets here a lot. She'll break through eventually. I mean, it's just how many reps you put into these tournaments. Fu has had so many championships and so many high place finishes. She's just almost used to it at this point. But it's a whole different feeling when you're about to break through, you know. So I think she can, though. I think she has a good chance to win this still, even though she's only down 3-1. I think she could definitely come through and win.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just having a look at some of the players Kristina has defeated to reach the semifinals. Ronette Chop, and then in the winning round 1, she lost to Xiaofang Fu, her only loss in this event. Then she went on to beat Wan Ling Wan, Ashley Benoit, Shu Qing Chiang, Chu Yu Chu, who is a favorite in many tournaments she plays in, and then in the quarterfinals she beat Pia Filler, so she is very, very much so a title contender.
Yeah, for sure. She gets here a lot. Wanted that to hold a little bit more. Wanted a little more English on that one.
Yeah, I thought she played it with side, but didn't seem to come off the rail that way. So this positional shot is a bit more awkward now. She might have to settle with a thinner cut here on the 10. play that cue ball around the angles and try and drop the 10 ball in. Yeah, that seems to be the plan. And again, this is the type of shot that is pretty common for these players, but they're never 100% guarantee, and you don't like to be on the 10 ball in this fashion.
Oh, watch out, cue ball. You see she's laughing a little bit because she almost scratched there. Great out.
I would consider that an adventurous out, but she got there in the end. That's all that matters.
Most definitely.
Meanwhile, on our other featured stream table, also provided with commentary, Jasminushan has taken the first set there. She's well on her way to reach the final.
Yeah, what's the score over there? Wing ball went straight in. Wow. So let's see if the 6 blocks her path to the 1.
To answer your question, Jasminushan won that first set 4-1, so they're starting the second set.
Push out.
Yeah, definitely have to push here. Don't want to kick to start off a rack if you don't have to. She's gonna right-handed.
Yeah.
Nice. I think she gave up a
like
shot to the top left though.
Yeah, and there is opportunities with that 9 ball on the top right either. I do feel like she's entitled to feel a little bit bummed out because she did hit that break pretty nice.
Extension.
Fu with a good shot there. What's that going? Might go off the 8 and scratch. Nah, not enough speed. Kristina's probably going to jump this. Probably call the 9 ball in the top right with the cue ball.
Extension. One ball, side pocket.
I'm just calling the 1 in the side. I'm not sure. Not sure I'm a big fan of that. It's pretty blocked by the 10. But either way, I think she left a tough shot for Fu. Straight in. We'll have to draw this back in between the 5-6 or all the way back. Or she could play safe, but I don't really know Fu as being someone that plays on the safer side. She's going to go for it if she can. Slide overcut. One ball. Let's see where the one ball goes. Might leak out for the 8 combo. Yeah, she might just leave it right on this 7 with the cue ball. One ball down table. I don't see her getting more complicated than that. Unless she wants to maybe spin behind the 2. But I think keeping it simple is the goal here. I'm not sure I like that option. I would have rather went just the simple one.
Yeah, misjudged the pace there. This one ball
Just felt
does
like
go
leaving
into
it
the
on
side
top of the
pocket.
5. I feel like just leaving it on top of the 7 would have been a little easier to control. And then, yeah, going for the side, Aria. It's a good shot there.
It's a good shot, but she'll have to play safe, you'd think. I can't see her go for the attack here. It's a pretty straightforward safety. You can send the 2 ball towards that middle diamond and the cue ball up table. You've got 4 balls to cover it at. Yeah, that 2 ball didn't reach that middle diamond. That was the key feature in that shot.
Yeah, she's going to go for the bank here.
Yeah, this is a good shot. She's got good odds to make something happen here. Great shot. What a great shot that was.
That was amazing. Now she has a 3-8 combo. Chance to steal this game and make it hill-hill. Five in the side, 6 in the opposite side, most likely. Just depends on how she gets on it. The 9 leads right to the 10, so not really that worried about that.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say, Chris, if she doesn't get out here, she'd be very, very annoyed with herself. Especially how she managed to create this chance off that beautiful bank shot. She should really tie up the scores here.
Yeah, and on top of that, you know, it's just... She just wants to, you know, get through this rack and give herself a chance in this second set, too. You know, if she goes up 1 set, that is big. Looking like 3-3. Don't want to get too much angle on this. You might have to run into the 10. Think she's okay though.
Would you consider to play into the 10?
I actually might, yeah, but not from here. If I had more angle on it, I definitely would. All right, 3-3. Hill. We got a Hill first set here. You can't get more exciting than that, are you?
This is what you want to see in a semi-final. Both players at the top of their game, and, well, as always, can she make a ball off the break? And second, can she leave herself a shot to try and clear the table and steal the first set? Let's not forget, she was 3-1 down.
We have a 1 ball on the side.
Well. I'm not saying
One ball on
this is
the
going to
side.
be a straightforward out, but she's got a chance, you know. That's all you can hope for.
Yeah, going for the 2 in the side, not a big fan of, because you could come off the 3 and scratch.
Is there any value in trying to pot the 2 off the 6, play a stop shot, and cut the 3 ball? Oh, that's a gorgeous cue ball.
I like what she did there, that's for sure.
That's a beautiful shot. It really is a beautiful shot. As you can see, she didn't have a lot of window to place that cue ball in, and she's played it to perfection, because she's also left herself an angle to send the cue ball back down the table for that 4 ball. It might not seem all that spectacular, like a jump kick shot, but that positional shot was spectacular.
Yeah, that was top-notch elite right there.
Oh, my days. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, punched it maybe a little too hard, but these side pockets are not forgiving at all.
Extension.
So here we go. She might use low right, elevate her back cue, elevate her backhand, and go to that side rail and come out. I think she might just stun this too. She should just stun over to where she is now, around in between the 9 and the cue ball. Didn't want to hit it, but this is still pretty ideal here.
Yeah, you don't really see problems at the table. You could only say the angle she would leave herself on the 8 ball off the 7 would determine how easy or difficult this run out will be.
Okay, not bad there. On here, she wants to focus on really getting off that rail. I wouldn't even be mad if she slow rolled this and then played the 7 with high right to go 1 rail or 2 rails in between the 8-9.
Yeah, I think slow rolling it is quite tricky because you can easily land straight on the 7. Yeah, I think I would prefer to go higher. But then again, this angle is not the ideal angle either. Probably have to play this around the angle and go in between the 9 and the 8, like you said. A lot of side spin required here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wow, perfect. Oh, wait, no. She's on the 8, Arya. She's on the 8. Oh, I'm so weird. Okay.
I was wondering why you said perfect, but...
Okay, this is
I
not
would say
ideal.
this natural angle to land on the 9 ball. She can send that cue ball right where it was.
Now she's perfect.
Yeah, that... I think it was the 3 ball into the side pocket. That's going to hurt. After having played such a beautiful positional shot by Kristina, failed to pot the 3 ball, and this is really hurtful. She should have won the first set, yet she's down 1 set and will have to regroup.
Timeout.
I'm going to take a break as well, Ari. I'll see you in a few seconds.
And we are back to start off the second set. Now, if you've just joined us and you're wondering how did we get to the scoreline, Xiaofang Fu, she took a 3-1 lead. Kristina fought back, made it 3-all, and actually had that first stance in the decider. Played a gorgeous positional shot, failed to convert the chance, and in stepped Xiaofang Fu, and she took that first set, and now in the lead, of course. And in with me in the commentary booth, Chris Reinhold. Chris, any thoughts on this match and who could go on and win?
Yeah, I think it's still up for grabs, but Fu definitely made a strong point winning that first set, stacking the odds in her favor a little bit. But I do think Kristina can pull it together and take a win here. She's just as good of a player. She just didn't really... I mean, she messed up on the first out, the first rack, and that kind of set the tone for the rest of the set. And she's had opportunities, so if she could take advantage of them this set, I really think she could win this.
No early 10, so that 10 ball will be respotted, but she can continue, as she has called this.
Where's it going?
It might just be able to drop into the side, but as we've seen, they are very tricky indeed.
Might be a stop shot. Yeah. Playing a little more conservative. A little bit, but I think Fu's the favorite to hit this ball. So they're not going to be there for long.
I don't even know if I would consider that shot conservative. I think it was just, playing the odds.
It bought her a shot, though.
It did.
Looks like she'll be drawing back for the 3 in the side. Aria?
Yeah, exactly, because she's pretty high on the 2 ball. Yeah, you can forget about it. Cameraman trying to see if they can get a reaction out of her.
Yeah, good luck.
Normally speaking, the Asian players, they're very stoic. And that's one of the reasons why they are so successful in the Q sport business, because not only do they have all the skills, they have this impeccable ability to harness all that anger and use it in a right way.
I think she'll be behind the 9 here. Unless it goes, it might go. Wow. Would have won a few days ago, but the cloth has worn in since then.
Generally speaking, it is a trend we've seen over the last decade. Is these high-profile events, they do try to make the pockets a bit smaller and a bit more challenging. And don't know about where you're sitting on that topic, Chris, but I'm a big fan of it. No. She's not on this 4 ball. Unless she can produce a very tricky jump. Kristina will get back to the table.
Ball, corner pocket.
What an effort. On this one, you have to be pretty careful, Arya, because if you hit it too fast with low right, it could go towards the side because it doesn't like give it time to react. So you have to really dig into this and use more spin and less speed on this one.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind for her to try and play mid-table, pretty much where that cue ball is now. Maybe just a tad bit further, because she is left-handed and she can reach this quite comfortable. Sometimes you just need to use the angle of the table rather than try to be too smart. Now, obviously, that 8 to the 9 is going to be the key shot here in the rack. I suppose it does help Chris that the 6 and the 7 are pretty close to the 8, as well as the 9 and the 10. No. She's butchered that positional shot, unfortunately. Needed to come around the right side of the 7.
Cue ball is the main priority there. She did it well. Fu might be taking out the jump cue again. Pretty good control there overall.
That's a great shot. Well, actually, there might be a small edge of that 6 ball available.
Yeah, let's see if she can show Fu a lot of the 8 ball here. 6 to the middle of the table or even further. Yeah, beautiful shot. Beautiful timing, great execution on that one. Good job, Kristina.
If she can tidy up her cue ball, I really feel like she's got a great chance to win this match, Kristina.
6 ball side.
She's had chances in the first set, and let's not forget.
Yeah, I'm never doubting her skills, that's for sure. Uh-oh, where's the cue ball going?
Cue ball, it's in.
See if Kristina could take the first rack in this set. That'd give her a lot of momentum going forward.
I'll tell you what, that 9 ball might pass the 10 into the top left. If it does, this all of a sudden becomes a lot less complicated. Use the 7 to land pretty much straight on the 8 ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the 9 passes the 10. Does it go in the top left?
think it does, you know.
Because trying to get to the middle of the table here, as you know, is a little touchy. Well, I would definitely be following this, playing the 10, the lower left. Just to help the pocketing of the 9. A little more precise with the cue ball position, in my opinion. Oh, see? Opens the pocket up. Now to the bottom left, a little bit of a stun shot, maybe a stop shot, a little bit of draw, slightly off angle for this 10 in the lower left, and looking like a 1-0 lead for Kristina going into the second set.
It's unlike you, Chris, to give us sound bites. And into the lead for the first time in the match, even though it is the second set, of course, and she's a set down. Now, let's just have a quick look on what's been going on the other table, the other semi-final between Yasmin Ushan and Brittany Bryant. Well, Yasmin Ushan won that first set 4-1, and currently in the second set, she's 2-0 up. So she's looking very strong to book her place in the final, where she will meet the winner of our match, of course. Don't forget, after this, we will have the men's semi-final showdown. Then we'll focus on the women's final. And to close the show, we'll have the men's final to crown the world 8-ball champion. And if you want to know what time they are due to start, let me just double check, because we did change the times.
Yeah, I'm not sure about you, Arya, but I might even try to run into this 4-8 now if I hit the ball, the one ball pretty thin. I want to run into the side pocket. Always what keeps things interesting.
Yeah, that was a good shout there, Chris. I think there was value in trying to develop the 4 and the 8. I mean, she's now faced with that problem. I did mention upcoming schedule, just to complete that story. So 12 p.m. we will have the semi-finals of the men. That is scheduled for 12 p.m. And then 3:30 p.m. we will have the ladies finals. And at 5:30 p.m. the men's finals. This is all local time, of course, in St. Louis. Now, one way to guarantee you're not going to miss any portion of the action is to make sure you not only subscribe, but hit that notification button, and you will be notified as soon as we go live. As always, of course, with the PBS series, all of this is provided to you live and for free. All you need to do is follow and subscribe. That would really help us to expand the production and expand on all the good things we can provide to you guys.
I wouldn't even be mad if she tried to hit the 3 into the 4-8, break those out, and put the cue ball behind the 10, Arya.
Yeah, I like that shot. That's a aggressive safety, and Don't know about yourself, Chris. I am a big fan of playing aggressive safety. That really is my style of play. If she can force a mistake by Xiaofang Fu, she can steal the rack.
3-ball side pocket.
Call the 3 into the side off the 8 ball. She's got good odds to make this, you know.
Yeah, Fu's really handy with that jump cue. See if it fell down too far, or if Kristina could hit the 3, 1, 2, 3 rails, and then put the cue ball behind the 10 or the 9-4. Kind of just preference here. She's calling it 2 rails just in case. I like that. Very smart. Don't want to leak out with the cue ball. See if the 3 traveled far enough. It did.
Just
She'll be
far
jumping
enough.
here again, I'd imagine, Arya.
Yeah, and the only problem with this shot is that cue ball is going away from the 4 bar, so you know, if you're Kristina, you're thinking to yourself, I favor my odds to get back to the table. What a shot that is. It
She said
actually
freeze me
grazed
next
the
time.
7. That cue ball actually grazed the 7. And she still managed to leave herself pretty much best possible shot from that jump.
Extension.
That was a nice shot there. Looking to tie this at 1-1. I don't know if the 6-8 combo is on, or if she'd have to hit a little harder to get that 6 ball down towards the top left, just to make sure it doesn't stay on that side rail in front of the point.
8-ball side pocket.
No, she's called the 8 ball. And the only thing that could really spoil the party here, apart from missing the shot, of course, is 6 ball running awkward. Oh, what a great shot. What a great shot. And that should really seal the deal now for her. Just a matter of connecting the dots here.
I have a feeling this is going to be really close throughout. A 10 for the win to get 1-1. Make it a race to 3 for this set. Right after this.
Now, let me ask you this, Chris. So, like I just mentioned, the men's semifinals are now scheduled. What would be, what is it? We started at, I need to do the maths here. They're scheduled to start a little less than half an hour from now. How long prior to the start of the match would you warm up, and how long would you warm up?
It kind of depends on what you want to prioritize, in my opinion. So for me, sometimes if I say I have, only 8 hours until my match from when I go to sleep, I'll probably make sure I get at least 6 hours of sleep in. And that would be more powerful to me than being tired and practicing. You know what I mean? So it really just depends on what you want to prioritize. Sometimes for me, I prefer sleep over practice, and sometimes I'll prefer to wake up and practice because I didn't feel too great during the day hitting balls or something. So if I'm playing well, I just prioritize sleep and then get there, half an hour before my match. If I'm not playing amazing, I want to work on some things, I will take the hit on the sleep and just make sure I get there a few hours early and make sure I'm really just loose,
Corner pocket, 1 ball.
Nice. Yeah, sleep is something that you feel like some players in the scene might take a little bit for granted. Now, obviously, we are playing in different areas and different countries when we've got, of course, also jet lag. That's a real thing. But sleep, like you said, is crucial for any human, not just a sports person.
Yeah, I feel like if you're not well rested, it's hard to focus. And especially if you know you might have a long day, that might be worth the value in itself, instead of using coffee or other substances for energy, such as Red Bull or whatever.
And how about nutrition? Where do you stand on that topic prior to a big match?
I think you do whatever makes your body a little more comfortable. So, like for me, I know I have to not eat certain things, like, certain sugars, certain coffee for me is big. I usually drink coffee every day, but when I'm playing a match, I have to have just a little bit, like maybe a few sips, black coffee. But if you get like a bunch of sugar and stuff, it'll just make your levels a little too unpredictable for me. So I like just to stay off of it when I'm playing. And just eat clean overall, nothing crazy.
What would you classify as clean, just to be absolutely sure?
Just less of whatever bad things that make you feel not great, like, so for me it's, say if I have a grilled chicken sandwich, I'll just have one piece of bread and the chicken and whatever's on it, but not having a soda, not having, it's just kind of just keeping it simple for me. Not too much sugar and not too much processed stuff right before I play.
And not too much caffeine.
Yeah, just very small doses of caffeine for me, because especially if you haven't eaten anything that day, then, too much of it makes me anxious. And I get more anxiety and I actually play faster. So you just got to notice these things about yourself and then have the willpower to stick with them. Might be using a bridge here or a extension on her cue.
Extension. 1 ball, 5 pocket. Corner pocket, 10 ball. 8 ball, 1 pocket.
Should be okay, but I had a little scare there with the cue ball.
Two-one lead,
Straight
pretty
into hard.
commanding. So basically, Arya, just to go back on that, just figure out what makes you feel bad and what makes you feel good when you play, and then stick to that. Do more of the good and less of the bad, and just keep it simple. You know, it's your body naturally tells you what it wants and doesn't want. So, you know, I think it's pretty simple once you start listening to your body, right?
Yeah. No, look, your answer was very, very good and very detailed as well, and it's very fascinating and good to hear that, you know, we've got top players that do pay attention to these facets, because, like you said there, you need to listen to your body. Now, sometimes, you know, you might not have had your strongest event in terms of level-wise, and you're thinking to yourself, I really need to put in some hours in and, you know, get that cueing smooth, but, you know, you can't just overlook the sleeping and the recovery and the diet. All of that go hand in hand, and you really need to find a good balance, which I'm pretty sure is the summary of what you were trying to say there.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, lastly, I didn't hear you mention it, but maybe it is sometimes a part of your preparation. I do like to get a sweat in, doing something that is a bit challenging, but not to a point where I can injure myself, is something that really works nice for me to empty the head. For example, although that is a snooker player, but the greatest of all time, Ronnie O'Sullivan, he's very keen on running. And when you do something that is challenging, that just, you know, raises your heart rate, it's very easy to empty your mind in your head. And it's something that a lot of people struggle with, particularly when they have a big match coming.
Extension.
Easy safety return here available.
Yeah, it depends how difficult you want it to get. I wouldn't mind trying to come below the 8. But that's probably more simple there. Calling the one in the corner just in case, but I don't think she's going for that. Oh, gotta hit a rail. I don't think the cue ball hit a rail. Yeah.
Can she play that 3-ball combination? 1 to the 6-2, call the 2? She might
I
have
think
to,
that's
you
what
know.
she's looking at. It's a good call there, Arya.
I heard you coin that phrase, it is the play. And it definitely was on this. Have a look at the result. She could not have played that much better than this, I would imagine. Nice angle to go back towards the 3-ball here. Just needs to avoid running into the 8-ball, ideally. That could spoil the party here for her. Although looking at this angle,
Yeah, I think she was too worried about the cue ball there.
Would you try and cut this into the side, Chris?
Extension. Side pocket, 1 ball.
I might just play the 1 to the 5, 1 rail to the 5, and then play the cue ball to the 10. I don't mind going for this. Yeah, that's basically what she was doing. Getting behind the 8. Didn't get there though. Yeah, a little tough for Kristina on that one. I thought she shot a good shot. Now Fu with an open shot. See if she hits this thicker this time. She overcut one last time. Very good. 7 ball, what are you doing?
Well, you might want to take back those words. Yeah, little grin on her face.
2 ball this side.
Is she trying to jump over the 7 off the side rail here? Or is she trying to kick the 3 ball and check the cue ball with some side spin? And the kick shot it was. Can she find a cover? I think she's left the edge of the 3 ball here. She can send that 3 ball towards the 5. Send the cue ball back to pretty much where it is laying now. She could find some cover, the 8 or the 7.
Foul.
Yeah, I didn't really like that. I didn't really like that option there. You had to draw
No,
that
like-
so hard to keep it out of the pocket.
Exactly. If you're going for that option, scratching is a huge, huge danger. And like you said, then all of a sudden you need to hit it a lot harder. But when you hit it harder, you don't know where the 3 ball is going to land. So all in all, we can put that down to a misjudgment. But it is actually a pretty crucial one. Now the other semi-final between Yasmin Ushan and Brittany Bryant. Yasmin won that first set 4-1, and currently in the second set she is on the hill, 3-2 up. So if you hear a big round of applause, it's likely that she has booked her place in the final.
She stayed down on that shot. Maybe she thought she missed it a little bit to the left. Five to the 6 now. Wouldn't mind playing that 6 in the lower left, but I think she might be stunning out a touch with left. Playing the lower right. Her cue ball is so good. Her and Bergman made a really good team in the mixed doubles. They ended up taking 2nd place. Not bad for someone who hadn't met each other, right? Up until before the tournament.
Exactly. And also not bad for the wallet either.
Yeah, not bad.
Nothing crazy to do with the cue ball here.
Draw back a little bit for the 9, the lower right.
Don't know if you agree with this, Chris, but it kind of feels like Kristina's gone off the boil in the last 2 racks or so. Because she has had chances in this match, as well as in this set, but, you know, once again, she finds herself 3-1 down, like she was in the first set, where she actually had a great chance to pinch the set. Xiaofang 3-1 up, and Kristina Zlateva all to do now. Can she find something, Chris? Can she force a deciding set?
Yeah, I think she can. Let's take 1 rack at a time. Let's check the missed balls category. 4 for Kristina, 3 for Fu. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty close match overall. Fu's only shooting a 767 instead of Kristina's 806. The break success is way different. 80% for Kristina and 50% for Fu.
Yeah, but
I mean, so she's had opportunities.
One key stat is she's only pocketed 14 balls so far in the second set, Kristina. And you can imagine that's not going to be enough to pose a threat. No balls. Oh, I was about to say no balls down, but there you go. 7. No,
Look at that.
That was not the 7.
5 ball?
Yeah, the 5 ball into the side. Now that 2 ball doesn't look to me that it goes into the side pocket past the 4 ball. Now, she wants to keep it simple. She could play position on the 2-4 combination. And I say that, it doesn't really sound simple, does it?
No, I might try to run into the 9 or the 2 here and just kind of take what I can. I think pocketing this ball and playing a specific position would be a little tough. I think that's what she's doing. Oh, wow. Good line, though.
She might have to come off the left side of the 6 here, just to be on that 2 ball into the bottom right corner pocket. Play this with the left spin. Whatever happens, don't hook yourself behind the 6 ball. That's one thing you cannot afford, of course. Oh, her hair is pretty close in fouling the 10 ball. Did you see that?
Yeah, you know what's funny? This is kind of a weird story, but when I was in China for the World Championships and Junior World Championships when I was 17, 18, I had a foul on my arm hair, touched an object ball, and I got a foul from that and lost the game. And I started shaving my arms after that. It's kind of weird.
Harry McGee.
Harry Chris. You're a wizard, Harry. You're a Harry wizard. Okay. Kristina missed that shot, and I kind of trying to force it for the 3. She was out there, most likely, if she made that shot, so it was worth going for. But we'll see if Fu can take this rack and win the set. Beautiful stroke. Wow. Would you try to draw this for the 4, or would you just take a stop shot here and take what you can on the 4?
I think she's got a slight angle, so I wouldn't be too bothered about the draw. What I would be mostly concerned of is trying to get that cue ball off the side rail.
Okay, that makes sense.
That would be my main priority here. Now, nothing flashy on this shot. Just leave yourself an angle on the 6 to work with. If that cue ball comes off the side rail as high as that 4 ball is right now, that would be fine. That's pretty much what she's done there as well. Now, she can play this in a simple way, but it's a touchy shot. You can try to stun it just past the 7 into the side. She's got that natural angle. She can even draw it in between the 7 and the side pocket.
Hit that one a little hard for her. Usually she uses a little less energy to get a little less effort to get the same amount of, out of the cue ball. That one seemed a little forced from her. Oh, wow. I kind of feel for Kristina because she's had opportunities and is playing really well. It's just a few things that hasn't gone her way.
And she's lost her mojo in this set, that's for sure.
And now Fu's kind of free rolling. She's hard not to be confident. Up 3-1 with a nice layout.
Yeah, I mean, such is the quality of her opponent. When she missed that 6 ball, I'm sure she would have expected to not to get to the table as soon as she came back to the table. So that really released the pressure of her. Could have played that one a bit better though, Chris.
Yeah, I was curious if she was just gonna pinch, or draw it, and kind of keep the cue ball over there. But she got into that one pretty good.
This just landed pretty awkward, I would say. Now that cue ball is looking like it's tracking towards the 10 ball. Now she might actually settle for that and not hit this too hard and play shape on the 9 into the side.
Yeah, it looks like she has a shot to the side pocket with a little bit of draw. You don't want to try to force it too much, so just keep an angle more to the middle of the table. You don't have to try to get straight in here.
Well done, Chris. It's 10 ball to book her place in the final. Back-to-back finals it would be. She was in the mixed doubles finals yesterday. And now she's in the women's final. Huge congratulations to Xiaofang Fu, who's just beaten Kristina Zlateva. As I just have a quick glance on the other semi-final, that's between Yasmin Ushan and Brittany Bryant. They're currently tied at 3-all in the second set, so you can all head over on stream number 1, where you can follow the conclusion of that match. As for Chris and I, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you back shortly for the men's semi-final. Don't go anywhere.